That's the way to start the video. Okay. Hello, welcome. This video is going to be a haul video. So I already filmed part 1, which was actually the going to the estate sale and then showing you my haul of hard goods from that estate sale. And I said that I was going to follow that up with the clothes because there's a lot of clothes here. In fact, some of them are still in the dryer, and I'm hoping by the time I get through this pile, I can show you the ones that are in the dryer. In reference to the video from yesterday, I will link that up above if you haven't watched it. But I paid $201 if you include tax for everything. And as I mentioned in that video, pretty much all of the hard goods, if I sell them, I will still be in the profit. So all the clothes are basically bonus to me. So let me show you what I picked up. It's quite a lot of tour t-shirts. Some are vintage, some are not. And then just some regular clothes and vintage as well. Because it's me, of course I picked up vintage clothing. So this is Corette City Blues. This is just a gingham button front, but it's very much a westerny type vibe. It doesn't have pearl snaps, but I can put cottagecore, western, country in the title and it'll go. This is vintage. It is made in the USA and it has a lovely paper tag. So it says size 14, which means it is roughly a women's size, like medium large. This pretty much will fit me. Actually, you know what, let me see. Will it fit me? I think it will fit me. Yep. It's a little tight around the shoulders, so this is definitely more like a medium. So a vintage size 8, size 10 would be a modern small. A vintage size 12 times 14 is a medium. A vintage size 16 and 18 is actually only a large in vintage sizing. So that's just a little bit of extra information for y'all if you are interested. Vanity sizing for women changed about the early to mid 90s. So that's when the scale kind of slid in a different direction. And that's where we came into like size 0 and 00. They didn't actually, those sizes didn't exist. So an extra small would have been a 4 and a 6. And then like smaller than that, they didn't actually carry. You'd have had to have taken those garments in. So just more information for you. But here is this. I didn't think I was gonna have a problem selling that, which is why I picked it up. I don't think I have a problem with selling any of this. Why did I even say that? So unnecessary. So this is a pair of 515 Levi's, and this is boot cut low rise. Low rise is coming back for some ungodly reason. And these are distressed, as you can see. They have, hello, they have the tear in the knee there. These are Levi's. Low rise is coming back in. This is a boot cut flare. I figured some teenager's gonna want this. Also, these are like really nice and worn in. They're like the if I were to get denim, definitely not low rise, but like this is the perfect level of worn in. If you've ever had a really good pair of worn in denim jeans, you know what I'm talking about, where it's like soft and like fits to your body. That's what this denim feels like. So these were a well-loved pair of jeans. More Levi's. So we have, this is a modern Levi's shirt, but you can see it has pearl snaps, and this is a women's pearl snap shirt. So, you know, although I love my pearl snaps. If I think I can get more than $15 to $20 for it, I will let you know. Again, most of these things I haven't looked up yet because I haven't listed them yet. So just understand that almost everything that I'm going to be showing you is going to be in the $15 to $20 range. Except for maybe like one shirt that I'm definitely going to ask more for, but that's, you'll see it when I bring it up and you'll know why. So this is a Rascal Flatts tour t-shirt. I don't know what year this is. I'll have to look up the tour, but it says it's Still Feels Good tour. And it's got all of the places they played. And I know nothing about country music. I just know that this is country music because that's all this lady listened to. All of her CD collection was just so much country. Which, considering the deal that they were giving on CDs, I probably should have picked them all. But, you know, with as much stuff as I have and as much stuff as I already got, nah. So this is Washington Nationals, which honestly I wouldn't have picked up, except it is new with tag. And I think we are getting into season. I think this is sports ball. Yes, everything's sports ball. MLB. This is baseball, but it's a new with tags women's shirt. This is the Cincinnati Reds, which I believe is also baseball. I don't know. I don't like baseball. I don't like watching baseball. But this is Nike Cincinnati Reds tee, and this is a size medium. The other one is also medium. So those are both new with tags, which is why I picked them up. Another piece of Corette, except this one's made in Macau, so this is from the 90s. The other piece was from probably like the 80s, mid 80s. But this is a 90s, typical 90s piece with the back zip in the neck, mock neck. I have bought and sold many of these pieces, but it's giving me Cosby vibes. So I thought that that was really cool. I will model this and someone will buy it. I was blown away about this piece. So this is Olivia Page. This is a size medium, but it's got the mesh sleeves, and it has like, it's got like a fairy or an angel on the front here. And this is giving me cottagecore, but also like, it's got Paris perfume. It's giving me very much, what is it, Romeo and Juliet from the 90s, you know, Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio. And it does have a paper tag, and this is made in the USA, so I do actually feel like this might have been from that time period, like late 80s, early 90s. But I'll have to do a little bit of looking on this brand, and if I find anything out contrary to what I've already told you, I'll put it up here. If there's nothing there, then that means I did awesome. So this is Thea Miles. It is a size 10, made in Hungary. It's just a wool skirt because I sell lots of wool skirts, and this is houndstooth. It's a houndstooth pattern, but this is in brown, well, it's in maroon, orange, green, and blue. So it's just a really nice skirt that I can actually model because I can fit into this one. If you notice, most of the time when I come to y'all with a bunch of vintage clothing, it's because I can wear it. Yeah, so this piece is California Connection Incorporated. This is from the 80s. I thought it was hilarious because the lady warmed me up and she was like, oh, that reminds me of shirts that, you know, people wore in the 50s. And I'm like, maybe from here up, but I don't think so. Considering how old everything else in this house is, I'm not quite sure about that. But I'm just trying to show you. So this is the shirt I'm gonna ask for more on. I'm gonna ask for $25 for this one, just because this thing does have some staining on it, but it's on the tie where you're not really gonna see it. And you just tie it up and it doesn't look like there's anything there. But it's the cute 80s crop. This is giving me very much Saved by the Bell, right? You can totally see Kelly Kapowski wearing this with a pair of like high-waisted jeans. But yeah, I saw this and I was like, oh, I'm buying that. I have to buy that. That is definitely coming with me. So somebody is definitely gonna want this. It is very cool. I'll just disclose the stains and say they're stains, but again, you can't see them when everything's tied up. And also with the pattern, you kind of can't really tell anyway. So I got that. The wool skirt I'll probably also sell for around the $20 mark, just because it doesn't have like a known brand. If it was Pendleton, I would ask for more, but it's not. So this is vintage from the 70s. This is Brook Valley. And I think the size is too crunchy. But this is Union Made. The Union Made label is not going to focus because it's on my face. There you go. So the Union Made label is underneath the maker label, so I'm not going to be able to show that to you. But I can see enough of it to date it. It's from the 70s, and this I think will actually fit me. Yep. So this is a unstructured linen jacket from the 70s. It's a linen wool blend, but it's an unstructured linen jacket from the 70s and a nice like neutral color. So somebody's gonna want this. I look so professional now. But I thought that was cool. I'll probably ask for like well, 70s are in, plus this hits a couple of other things because it's linen. So I might go for like 30 for this and then hope that somebody sends me an offer and accept a lower offer if something happens. We'll see. I've actually never seen this Ralph Lauren tag before. So this is plaid. It's a plaid Ralph Lauren tag. So I don't know if that's RRL and this is like vintage RRL. It might be. I don't know. So this is the only thing I wasn't sure of. This is made in the United States, but it's such a basic piece. It's not really anything special, but then the other RRL piece wasn't very special either. So I'll have to do some more research on it. This one might also be one of the ones that I get to ask for more for. Hello, Editing Bob here. So the Ralph Lauren plaid label was a line of clothing geared towards the 16 to 25-year-old demographic from 1999 until about like the early aughts. Like, it's been discontinued. And it had a very short run, so it is technically vintage, and I can put it Y2K on the label. So I'm still happy about that. It's still very basic, so it's still only gonna be like 15 bucks, but happy to find out a little bit more information and another label to look for, at least right now while it's trendy. This is Vintage 90s Express. This is made in Hong Kong. It's just a very soft, basic, probably again 15 because this is an extra small, so I won't ask very much for that. We got some Lucky Brand. Again, I don't find Lucky Brand very often, but I have found it the last couple times I've been thrifting and also at this estate sale. So a really cool paisley heart design with the yin and yang, and it is a women's medium. It actually has, oh no, I lied. I thought it had print on the sleeves. It does not. It just has the front graphic, so that'll be pretty easy. This is hardcore 90s. This is like what I wore type of deal. So this is Self-Esteem. This is made in the USA and a size extra large. So this is actually children's size extra large, not adult size extra large, but I'm just gonna put it in there that it says it's tagged extra large. But as you can see, I did this a lot when I was in high school, is I would find something cute in the kids section and I would wear it because I could fit into extra large kids stuff. But yeah, so you can see it fits me. And I am not an extra, well, I guess I am an extra large child, both physically and mentally, but like, look at this. Is this not the most 90s Delia's thing you've ever seen in your life? 10 out of 10. This is something I would have worn in middle and high school. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I saw that and I had to get it because I know somebody's gonna want this. It's the 90s are in. And it's definitely like, it's not quite cropped, but it's more like of a baby doll size because it's a child's shirt. So we have another Cincinnati Reds. This is in a women's large. It's a baseball raglan. Again, I picked all this stuff up. This one's not new at tags, but I do know we're going into baseball season because while I maybe don't know all the teams, I do kind of know the seasons for all the sports, unfortunately. But there's that. This is New York & Company in a size small. And this is Vintage New York & Company. This is actually made in the USA. I can put twee, rockabilly, pin up, that type of deal because it is the striped with the deep V. Plus it's vintage. So vintage mall brand, like mall brands that are vintage, that are made in the USA, do convey more value and do sell a little bit better than their contemporary pieces. So so they have the brand recognition plus the vintage aesthetic. Combined, they sometimes make better sales. This is a Keith Urban t-shirt from 2005 because it says Alive in 05. It's a interesting graphic. I have no idea how well Keith Urban stuff sells at all because I don't listen to country. But you will see I have plenty of Keith Urban t-shirts. This woman loved Keith Urban. Like, probably a healthy amount. But we have a pair of Andrews Blues. This is a 90s kind of chambray shirt with some nice, man, this got some really nice nipping in there. Darts. It has some really nice darting in here. That's what I was trying to say and I couldn't figure out. But this would be, if this fits me, I'll definitely probably wear this until it sells, but it might be a little bit, yeah, that's gonna be too tight in the shoulders. But I picked this up because it's vintage, it's 90s, and it's a chambray shirt. Y'all know why I picked this up. It's a green corduroy jacket. It's green and it's corduroy, so of course I picked this up. This is a large, so this might actually fit me. I didn't try this yet. I was just trying to make sure everything got washed. It is unlined. Oh, it's what sucks about being too tall. It's like, even if I find something that fits me in the shoulders, the likelihood of the sleeves being long enough for my tall butt is almost non-existent. But oh my god, that's so disappointing. If the sleeves are long enough, this fits perfectly everywhere else. It's just the sleeves are too dang short. Oh, disappointed. All right. Well, this is made in Sri Lanka. The company's called At Last. It's not really anything fancy. It's just because it's a green corduroy jacket in a decent size that I thought I could wear, but I can't. So I'll just sell it probably around the $15 to $20 range. We have a Josh Groban t-shirt. It's a tour t-shirt from 2004. Almost vintage, but not quite. I have a new with tags American Eagle sweater. It's like this bright blue knit. And this is a modern piece, and I picked it up because it was new with tags. I also have a vintage new with tags. This is dead stock. Roots. USA 2002 Olympic hat thing. So, and they wanted $8 for this, $16 for this. I did not pay that for it because it was the last day of the estate sale. So I need to cut this off before I list it. I'll do that later. But yeah, so I have a vintage USA 2002 new with tags Roots Olympic hat. So I have another Cincinnati Reds piece, and this is new with tag. This is nice and big size. This is Antigua, which is not great. Again, the only reason I picked it up is because it's new with tags. Genuine merchandise. A long sleeve women's tee. We have the Washington Nationals. I guess she liked to flip-flop between teams. I don't know. This is a majestic men's, or I'm sorry, a majestic medium V-neck raglan. Here is this dude, Dirks Bentley. It's another tour t-shirt, the Modern Day Drifter. This one doesn't have a date on it, so I have absolutely no idea when this is. I'll have to like look up tours. Oh, 2006, I'm an idiot. It says it on the back, and I just wasn't looking hard enough because it was part of the graphic, which is kind of nice. Good graphic. Another Dude Bro shirt from 2007. So another tour t-shirt from 2007. I have this ridiculous thing. This thing feels cheap. But it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Dale Jr. This is Chase for Women. It's a NASCAR shirt. God, this feels gross. It's just really cheap fabric. Someone will buy that still. And we got Keith Urban. This is so soft. I've never heard of this brand, so it's H&E, so Hank and Evie Apparel. This is a women's medium. Keith Urban from 2007. Another Keith Urban t-shirt. This is from 2011. Tour t-shirt. Look, we have a female one. Carrie Underwood. This was from 2010. Front and back. She must not have much of a butt. Otherwise, I think if she had a good butt, they wouldn't cover it with all the text. So that's just my opinion. So you have another Keith Urban Tour t-shirt. This is from 2005. Another Keith Urban shirt, 2007. Again, this woman really, really loved this dude. So we have a Vans long sleeve, like it's got these little flared sleeves. I can put the Y2K tag in this because this is also just like that self-esteem piece is very Y2K, except this one's Y2K. The self-esteem piece was 90s because it was made in the USA. This one is definitely more aughts, but I can definitely put that tag in there. This is some kind of car thing, Clay Smith cams. Cam is like something in your engine, I'm not sure. But I just saw this and it was cool. I don't know if it's vintage or not. I just thought the graphic was cool and people that like car stuff like car stuff. So this is another Keith Urban 2006 t-shirt, but this is not a tour t-shirt. Well, I guess it is because it says 2005, 2006. So another one of these t-shirts. You'll never guess what I'm gonna pull up next. It's another Keith Urban t-shirt. Oh, this is Defying Gravity. That's a big graphic on the front. My goodness. I have a Josh Groban t-shirt from 2005. This is another tour t-shirt. Actually, it's weird because the tour is for 2005, but the graphic on the front is from 2004. That doesn't make sense to me. This is a Rascal Flatts Tee from 2006. Apparently this lady was like, going to a lot of country shows in the aughts. Got Luke Bryan, 2013 tour t-shirt. That's like a men's size t-shirt though. And then this is a Delta Pro Weight t-shirt. And if you're looking at all the black stuff on the front, that's because I washed all the shirts. And one of the black t-shirts, like I talked about dry rot in the last video. So even though a lot of these tour t-shirts, I think when I picked them up, had never been worn, like she got them at the show and then just set them aside as like a keepsake. I still washed all of them. One, because I can't guarantee that they're new unless they have tags on them. And two, I also needed to check for dry rot. And so while it still would have shown signs of dry rot if I did the pinch and roll test, another great way to check is if you wash it and it just disintegrates, which one of the shirts disintegrated, and that's what you're seeing on here. It's not actually on the shirt, it's just chunks of the poor t-shirt left over. But this is Taz. It has Chevy Monte Carlo on here. I think this actually sleeve has the date or not. Yeah, I can't read it either, baby girl. Oh, it does have the date. It's from 2001. So this is a vintage Chevrolet T Monte Carlo Tasmanian long sleeve tee, magically without any stains. So that'll go with the Y2K tag on it. The dryer did go off, so let me go pull out the last couple things in there. Okay, I'm back. So if you don't know, Old Navy does a 4th of July shirt every year. And this is the one from 2002, so it is technically vintage, and it is green. So I picked it up because I can say it's a vintage aughts Old Navy t-shirt. It's technically vintage now. So the next 4 pieces, these 2 I have already done everything I can to try to stain treat. The other 2 I haven't tried everything I can to stain treat, short of like bleaching them. But this is 2005 32nd Annual Daytona Turkey Run. I just picked it up because I don't know. I just picking stuff up. This is probably a bad buy. But you can see that this lady was heavy on her makeup, and I have done everything I can to get the makeup out of this collar. It actually was about the color of this orange here previously. So it did do a lot of good, but not good enough. And I don't know if this event has enough interest in it for me to actually do as much work as I've done. But this, again, also this lady, again, it's the super ridiculous makeup stains. So if anybody has any recommendations for getting makeup stains out, I have tried baking soda and Dawn and letting it sit with hydrogen peroxide out in the sun, and that's not helping. It helps some, but not all. But if you're wondering why in the world are you working so hard on a Quicksilver shirt, it's got, you know, some stains too in the underarms and holes, and it's ratty. It's because this is made in the USA. It's a size large and it is a single stitch. So this is a single stitch Quicksilver t-shirt. So I know for some people in the vintage world that doesn't matter. They'll still buy these things. So we'll see what happens. I was able to get some of that out. But again, if you know how to get makeup out, like heavy makeup out, please let me know, because I also have that issue with these two shirts. And these two shirts are worth trying to get that out of. I haven't done the baking soda on these yet, so I'm hoping that that'll happen. But this is Artist of the Decade, Group of the Century, Alabama. I believe this is from the 90s. This is from the late 90s because it is still double stitched. But I have two Alabama t-shirts. And I know that there are people that really love Alabama, so I'm hoping I can get that out. I'm gonna try the baking soda and see what I can do. If you have any recommendations for getting heavy makeup out of stuff, please let me know and I will give it a go. But hold on a second and let me count how many pieces of clothing I have here, and I'll give you a count. So I just finished counting my giant stack after putting it back in the container. Including the 4 pieces that I am struggling to clean with the makeup on it, I have a total of 46 pieces of clothing. So when you add that to everything else, I think I did pretty well for $201, and just adding to my clothing pile. But what I might do is some of these, while I'm looking them up, if it's worth around the $15, I might just try Whatnot again, just to get things going, especially since, as I said, I can make all my money and profit on the hard goods. Maybe I can just find these a new home quickly. But I haven't decided yet. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm back on my schedule, so I will see you guys in a couple of days for my next video. Hope you liked it, hope you learned something, and until then, bye!